The BA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, leader in data-driven picks and props. Rhythm is giving away a $250 future and throwing a March Madness party. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for details. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no guy. It's me, really real, feeling real. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. All right, split day for me. Didn't get the Trailblazers first half to go, but I mean the Dallas Mavericks aren't a real team right now.
No,
that was easy money. 10, that was it, just 10. Some people saw 10 and got afraid. I saw 10 and saw opportunity. So cashed a lot. Bucks dominate. Oh, very, very annoying. Also, I was very strong on the Pistons play. And James Harden decides that the night that I want to fade the Clippers, he wants to turn back the clock. Can't do it every night, James Harden. I would love to see you drop 50. Go ahead. I bet. I dare you. Drop 50 every night and try to kill my bet every single night. You're not going to be able to. So I'll get the last laugh. But you win this round as the Clippers end up covering as a 3. Ended up being a 4-point dog. And they got the cover there. Scott's New York Right Shells here with me on a Thursday. We got 6 games to talk about. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beam me up.
Surprise.
yeah, doing pretty well. Unfortunately, did have my own bad beat from last night. FanDuel had this random prop. I don't really know what the reason was for it, but they ended up having a prop available for every team last night to hit 10 plus threes. So I'm like, what? In today's NBA, when they shoot 50 threes a game? Yeah, sure, I'll take that. And I lost by 1 3-pointer. The Grizzlies were like 9 of 34. They were the only team that ended up losing out of that prop. So it was 12-1. I lost by 1-3. So not fun, but either way, the Grizzlies are in shambles right now. I watched a lot of that game because I was sweating out the 3-pointers. Damn, that team has been falling apart lately. But either way, though, Shea dropped 40 again. What else is new? He's going to win MVP, so good for him. Besides that, once again, pretty interesting NBA card. You mentioned the Trailblazers getting killed. No Tatum, Derek White, and Pritchard combined for 84 points and 19 3-pointers. I don't know what the hell Portland was trying to do defensively yesterday, but either way, nice job by Pritchard, who had a 43 and 10 piece. Derek White at 41. Good job by them stepping up, but either way, point is definitely a pretty interesting NBA card. But the Grizzlies really couldn't hit 10 3-pointers. Really? Yeah. Couldn't hit 10? Unfortunate, but it is what it is.
All right. That's brutal. Brutal. I saw you post that. I was like, dang. I wish I saw that. I would have bet it, but then I would have been just as mad as you right now because it didn't hit. But I still would have bet it.
Well, the Pistons were a sweat, too, because the Pistons started the game like 2 of 16 from 3. And I'm like, all right, I got to hope that Beasley
then Kate Cunningham happened.
Yeah, then they ended up finishing with 11 in that game. But yeah, the one team that lost yesterday was the Grizzlies at 12-1. So I took a shot there, thought why not, and it was close. So this is what it is.
All right.
Also, props to us, because the last episode we did together, we hit the Underdog entry.
Yep, we did. I touted that yesterday, cashed the Underdog entry. Let's get another one today. But before we get to that, first, gear up for March with Merch Madness. Promo code Madness over there at the Sports Gambling Podcast merch store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Promo code Madness will get you 20% off everything in the merch store. Get in now before the promo code is done. Go over there, get you a nice windbreaker jacket, something like that over there at promo code Madness store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. All right. Scott, let's see here. We got 6 games on the slate. Wait, this is college basketball. However, I clicked NBA. Don't know why that. There we go.
ESPN has been glitching a bit more recently.
We got the Chicago Bulls on the road going to play the Orlando Magic. Magic have been reeling. Chicago's been horrible and often injured. So let's see what goes here. We got the Magic laying 7.5, 218.5 is the total. injury report, and Lonzo Ball is questionable with the wrist injury. We've got Josh Giddey, who is questionable with the quad injury. We got Kevin Huerter, who is questionable with the knee injury. We got Patrick Williams, who is questionable with the knee injury as well. And Nikola Vucevic is doubtful with that calf injury to play today. So that looks like the only for certain thing that's going to happen in this lineup is that no Vucevic. Going up against the Orlando Magic, who have Cole Anthony, a questionable with the toe injury, and Jalen Suggs is out for the rest of the season. They don't even have him listed on the injury report anymore.
Oh no, he
Scott,
officially got ruled out. He's having surgery again.
yeah, he's out for the season, but like they don't even have his name. Like I've seen Jaden Ivey's name at the bottom of the Pistons report ever since the injury. Jalen Suggs, as soon as it happened, yeah, get him up out of here.
You're saying Suggs got sent to the Shadow Realm? So you're trying to tell me?
All the way to the Shadow Realm. All right, 7.5 here for the Orlando Magic. Scott, Chicago really sucks.
Yes, but having said that, there's no chance I want to lay 7.5 with Orlando. I just can't do it. Orlando, even if you want to go for back-to-back principles, you lost both games to Toronto at home.
Yeah, that's the thing. And you lost both of them by a combined 3 points.
I mean, I just don't take this team seriously. And as Adam's mentioning, Paolo had a good game and they still lost. Like, I just feel like Orlando's inventing ways to lose games at this point. The Bulls are not a good team. The funny part is they might actually be a play-in team anyway, because the Nets and the Sixers are both falling apart at the same time. So the Bulls might be a 10 seed by default, which I find amusing, but I'll go with the Bulls plus the points. It's mostly just wanting to take whichever team's getting points against Orlando. You lose both games at home against the Raptors, pass. I can't lay 7.5. If they win this game and cover, good for them, but I can't put my money on it. It's Bulls or pass for me.
But see, the thing here, because I was almost there with you, like in the beginning when I was looking at this game, but I realized Chicago is that much worse than Toronto. Like they are actually that much worse than them, especially if the injury report. If this injury report goes down south again, I can't take the Bulls at all whatsoever. Like, I mean, they can't defend, giving up 121 points per game. That's last that's last over the course of the whole season. Let's see how they've been doing since the All-Star break. Yeah, still not good. 121 points per game, 25th. Since the All-Star break, they pace is up. The offense is up, but they just can't defend anything. And that gives me pause and cause for concern here. I think that how I might decide to play it is an Orlando team total over. What's that at? 113.5. Yeah. I feel like the Chicago Bulls can let them get to 114 here. Cleveland scored 139. Indiana 127, 115. 115 and a loss for Toronto. They still got over 122 to the Clippers. That's actually impressive. So yeah, I'm here. I like them to be able to score here. And then also the fourth quarter has been really bad the last two games for the Chicago Bulls. They were in the game for 3 quarters with Indiana and Cleveland, and then in that last quarter, they 12 and 20. They lost.
I was gonna say they were up by 15 against Cleveland in the first half, and then they immediately fell apart after that.
In the fourth quarter, they lost by 12 to Indiana, and they lost by 20 to Cleveland in games that they were competitive. So what does that tell me, Scott? Tank. Yeah,
I don't know if they are tanking. The Bulls are never willing to commit to the actual tank, and they might be the play-in team by default. I do want to give the Bulls a bit of a pass, though. If you want to look at the actual schedule they've had over the last couple of weeks, it's actually been very difficult. So to read off the teams they've played against, they played the Cavs and lost, played the Pacers and lost, beat the Raptors by 10, played the Clippers and lost by 5, played the Sixers, won by 32, played the Suns, lost by 4. Competitive. Suns aren't that great, but still lost by 4. Played the Knicks, played the Pistons twice, played the Warriors, played the Timberwolves. So once again, they've played a lot of decent teams. That's a lot of playoff teams in there. And I know Orlando might fit that same criteria, but I'll give Chicago's defense a bit of a pass because against the teams that they should be beating, like the Raptors, like the Sixers, they have won those games. So I think a lot of the recent struggles are actually based on schedule. And Orlando, I'm just not interested in. So for me, I'll give the Bulls a bit of a pass. I'll take the Bulls to keep this game close.
All right, we're on opposite sides of this one. I think we both. I like the under because I think that Chicago's not going to be able to score, and Orlando's going to be doing the sole scoring here.
I think it's a team total thing for me because these teams are the opposite of each other. The Bulls don't guard anybody and they score a bunch of points, and the Magic guard everybody and they can't score.
Yeah.
So I think it might be, once again, correlated. If you like the Bulls, maybe the over. If you like the Magic, maybe take the under, but I don't really have much for that.
I agree. All right. Let's get another game out the way. We got the Indiana Pacers going to play the Atlanta Hawks. Pacers laying 3 now. 247.5 is the total. Injury report for this game, and we've got Tyrese Halliburton is questionable with the hip injury. We've got Ben Mathurin, who is questionable with the wrist injury. For the Hawks, we got Trae Young, who is probable. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, give me Indiana.
I'm with you.
Hawks can't defend anything, man.
I'm not saying the Pacers are a good defensive team either, but they're definitely better than Atlanta.
I think there's a level of tiers of bad defense here, and Atlanta's at the bottom of the league, literal bottom of the league since the All-Star break, 29th in the NBA.
Fun fact, by the way, the Hawks have allowed at least 127 points in 4 straight games. It's pretty tough to do. Indiana allowed 102 to Houston. Good performance there. 112 to Chicago. They won the game by 15. I mean, they allowed 91 to Toronto. They've had a couple of good defensive games recently. Atlanta just hands out 125 plus to everybody. And then they hope
131 to Miami. 131 to Miami is pretty crazy. That's insane. It hasn't been good. They foul a lot too.
Yeah.
And they're allowing teams to constantly get to the line. That's something that you don't want to add to the Pacers repertoire here. Like, I just think there's so many ways the Pacers could score here. I like the Pacers to be able to get this done.
And Halliburton's been great.
Yeah, and the Hawks been horrible ATS since the All-Star break. 2-5 ATS. Funny because they're 4-3 ATS in the first half, and then 2-5. So maybe a little Hawks first half. Pacers money line for the game. Pacers been hot too, 5-2 ATS since the break.
I was going to say you shouldn't be that shocked that the Hawks are that bad ATS because a reminder that they were arguably the worst ATS team in the history of the NBA last season.
Yeah.
So they have experience in not covering numbers.
So tell me about it. They are really, really good at that. So this is actually a pretty good season for them. 29-33. They're only 4 games under 500. In terms of against the spread, Scott.
They can win the division in general, which is crazy because that whole division's horrible. You have the Magic, you have the Heat, and the Hawks in the same division. You might have to blow up the entire division. But yeah, I'll go with the Pacers. I think they should walk into 125. The issue with the total for the full game is I don't know how many points Atlanta's going to score. I'd rather take the Pacers team total over because Atlanta's not even trying to guard people. They traded away Hunter as one of their best defensive players. They're not even trying to play defense besides Daniels. So I'll go with the Pacers team total over as well.
Over for the game. Nah, there's no question there. These two teams, when they play, go over. Both Pacers actually been playing a slow pace as of recent, but the Hawks have also forced a lot of teams to play to their pace, and the Pacers have no problem actually doing that. So points.
I imagine the joke being some teams want to play slow, but Atlanta just leaves somebody wide open for a dunk, and they're like, all right, I guess we're going to shoot.
Yeah, I guess we'll speed things up then. All right. Before we get to the next games on the slate, gotta talk to you about Edge Boost. SGPN has partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. Edge Boost allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, casino, all of that. And you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards. And you know your money is safe because it's FDIC insured. No credit checks, completely free. Sign up today. Promo code SGPN so you know that you can get better cashback rewards with that promo code. And you can get an instant tier 2 status with that promo code as well. Promo code SGPN. Make sure you go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. Accepted customers from a bunch of different locations. So head over there to MyBookie and see if your location is supported for this sports book. All right. You can easily deposit and get lightning fast payouts with cryptocurrency. And by lightning fast, I mean you're going to put your phone down, pick it back up, and realize, oh, man, my deposit hit. That's great. Head over to MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, here, Scott. Cycling through, huh? Golden State Warriors on the road going to play the Brooklyn Nets. Warriors are laying 10.5 here. I wonder, was there some additional injury news? Because I thought I saw this get down. I thought I saw it going down. It was at 9.5 at one point last night.
Well, I looked at the injuries before. Kuminga's still out. I know D'Angelo Russell and Cam Thomas are both playing, so the Nets have basically a full roster at this point. I don't know if it matters.
Noah Clowney's the only thing out for the Brooklyn Nets. Gary Payton is a probable with a nose injury. Still no Kuminga. I wonder what's going around with that line. I mean, Scott, the Warriors have been playing amazing. They are 8-2 ATS in their last 10 games. They are 8-2 straight up in their last 10 games.
They look great.
And you have the Nets, who have been feisty all year. However, not as of late.
No.
At one point, they were really, really, really good ATS. Now they're just okay. 5-5 in the last 10 games. Let's see here. Let me pull up since the All-Star break. All right, since the All-Star break, we've got the Nets, who are 2-5 ATS, Warriors 6-1. Nets have won 1 game in that span. Warriors have won 6. All right. Ooh. Yeah, it looks ugly here, Scott. What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Golden State in this one. You mentioned 6-1 ATS. A reminder, the one time they didn't cover was when Butler didn't play and Grimes at 40+. So they've been great at ATS. I believe they're undefeated ATS with Butler post-All-Star break. Golden State lost the first meeting of the season. They led by about 20 in the third quarter, and they completely fell apart. So the Nets got Cam Thomas back. Didn't matter. I mean, he cashed us the underdog entry, but he played the way that I thought he would. 20+ points, basically 20 shots. Just see what happens. My Nets once again got their asses kicked in San Antonio, so some things don't change. But I do think that the Warriors...
I brought that up too.
Either way, they got killed. But I think the Warriors are the better team by far at this point. You saw them against the Knicks last game. They look great defensively. The Knicks, we know, are a team that I'm not sold on to be a serious contender, but in MSG, it can be a very tough environment to play in. And the Warriors, I thought, handled it very well. I thought the Warriors were in control for most of that second half. Hield was horrible anyway, and they still won the game because Curry had, I don't know if he had a double-double in the NBA, had like a solid overall game. I think Golden State's just better. The Nets, you could argue, are finally tanking. Better late than never, I guess. But I'll go Golden State, line the 10.5. This might be, based on current form, like a top 3, top 4 team in the league. Cleveland's won 12 straight. You have the Lakers who've won 7 straight. In terms of hottest teams in the league, I'd put the Warriors right next to the Pistons. Like, they're right there in terms of recent form. Give me Golden State minus 10.5.
Have you realized that now that we've gotten to this point in the season, a lot of things that we said preseason were right?
Well, we knew that going in. It's why we thought some teams would suck because they'd start tanking at the end. And some of these teams are fully tanking. Like, the Hornets aren't a real basketball team.
Yeah,
There's
no.
teams that are fully embracing it.
I'm just thinking about a bunch of points we made. We were down on the Clippers, and they made us eat shit the first part of the season, and now they're completely showing us that we were 100% right. To
be fair, Norm Powell's still out, so we'll see how they look when he gets back. But yeah.
I don't know, man. Even when they had Powell, they still look like shit. But yeah, they were a lot better with Powell. Golden State looks a lot better. It just took a whole changing of the roster.
Yeah.
And
Golden State might get that win total, by the way.
And then we were also correct in the fact that there's a whole bunch of shitty ass teams in the league.
Yep.
Like a ton of shitty ass teams in the league. This is ridiculous. Like what 10? I guess I'll lay the 10. Golden State has been really, really good. Nets haven't been anything to write home about. They are probably looking for a spark. I really wouldn't be surprised if it's this game that they try to give themselves a spark going up against the Nets. I mean, going up against the Warriors. D'Lo in the game probably has a nice little game. Wow, his prop is at 12.5. Last night, Scott, it was at 10.5. I really, really considered 10.5, and I didn't pull the trigger. Yeah, I went against you on the Nets last time, and I ate shit. I'll go with you this time. Give me the Warriors, laying 10.5. I'm very scared of the Nets being feisty in this one.
I mean,
like
they could be based on the actual health of the roster because you have close to a full-strength team with D'Lo, with Thomas, with Johnson, and with Claxton all playing. I mean, they are close to 100%. So if you think the Nets are going to be feisty and maybe the Warriors look ahead, I think the Warriors play the Pistons next game. That's at home, though. So you could argue maybe they're looking ahead. But, I mean, I'll ask you, do you think that they potentially look ahead after beating the Knicks and MSG and having the Pistons on deck? I don't know. Because Golden State, right now, is out of the play-in. They have the tiebreaker over Minnesota right now based on games in hand. So they can climb into the 5. Like, this is actually doable for Golden State. I think Golden State's just a freight train right now. So I'll back Golden State.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep very interested in that game for props. I like the under, though. I do like the under, but very interested. Felt like D'Lo, Cam Thomas could still have a day. And that might be some of the only scoring that they get.
Yeah.
All right. Ew, this is national televised game. What? Why? Why would you not flex this out?
Games, yeah.
I would much rather watch Golden State in Brooklyn than this.
I'd rather watch Rockets Pelicans, to be honest.
And then same time slot. I'd rather watch Indiana Atlanta for sure. Yeah. Anything but this. All right. Philadelphia 76ers are on the road going to play the Boston Celtics. Celtics are laying 14.5. 220.5 is total. All right. Justin Edwards for Philadelphia is questionable, ankle injury. Paul George is questionable, groin injury. Kyle Lowry's out. Tyrese Maxey is out. You got Drew Holiday questionable, coming off of Drew Holiday, Porzingis, and Tatum are the 3 names to watch, with Boston coming off of a back-to-back. Al Horford played yesterday, so I can almost promise you that Al Horford is not going to play today. So they almost don't have any option but to bring up Porzingis or just be down Horford and Porzingis. Jaylen Brown played.
Cornet props.
Yeah.
Called Porzingis.
Yeah. So Jaylen Brown played, Tatum didn't. I bet that probably switches here today. And I wouldn't be surprised if Derek White and Drew Holiday switched on this back-to-back too. Like Boston does that, where they'll play half of the guys and then they won't play the other half. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Holiday, Porzingis, and Tatum active today, and then White, Brown, and for sure Horford sitting here. All right. With all of that being said, there's no way I can take Philadelphia.
No. I can't either, especially when you're looking. I mean, Maxey's been really bad lately, to be fair, because he has a finger issue. They've been trying to change his shooting form. Guy can't hit a shot. So you could argue him being out actually might be an addition by subtraction in the short term for Philly. I mean, I feel like the only script Philly has of winning is or keeping the game close if Grimes and Oubre combine for like 60 points. Because Podcast George, I don't trust. He's questionable anyway. Tatum didn't play yesterday.
At how Grimes is playing, he's liable to score 60 by himself.
That's what I'm saying. So the point is you need Grimes and Oubre to have monster games, basically, because I'm not going to trust Paul George. You're looking at Brown, who might play again. We'll see. Tatum sat yesterday, so I expect him to play in this game. Derek White and Pritchard combined for 84 points yesterday. They just have so many options. Now, Philly's actually been competitive against this team, but you had Embiid playing a couple of those games, so I can't really factor that in. I think the Celtics can name the score here. The problem is they tend to blow a bunch of leads late, so there is a chance they're up 20, and suddenly they're up 14 with a minute to go, and you're sweating this out at the end.
Yep.
But I'll go Boston. I feel like Philly is a dead team walking at this point. And you could argue that they're incentivized to tank too, because I believe their pick is top 6 protected, I think. I want to say top 6 protected. They might actually punt and try to be a play-in team, try to be a lottery team. So I'll go with Boston minus 13.5. But I'm pretty sure it's top 6 protected.
Sixers is, yes, 1 through 6 protected. OKC. Of course it's OKC.
Yeah.
Of course it's fucking OKC. I just think I think that the GMs of the league have like some anonymous meeting where they just sit around in a circle and have snacks and talk about how they've been taken advantage of by Sam Presti.
Yep. Mhm.
Oh man. All right. I love the under, Scott. I don't think Philly's gonna score, and I gotta pull it up, but I'm pretty sure Boston is shitty in scoring on back-to-backs
It wouldn't surprise me.
because of the lineup changes. How many lineup changes they do on back-to-backs? Like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2-7 of their 9 back-to-backs, 2-7 to their team total. They do not go over their team total. Now, unfortunately for them, they are also 5-4 to the opponent's team total, which is why they're not that good on back-to-backs. 4-5 ATS, 5-4 straight up. Yeah, I can't play anything on the 76ers side, but I really can't play the Celtics side. I like the under for the game though. I think that Boston's going to get up defensively. Philly really doesn't have any option to score the ball, and then Boston's been rough on back-to-backs. I think that total is the best way to play this one, Scott. We might
Yeah,
be talking about
I'm
that
with you.
later. I quietly feel really, really good about that because I don't think Philly's going to do any scoring at all. So like I just need Boston not to go crazy, and that could
Yep,
be easy.
I agree.
All right. Next game up, Houston Rockets on the road going to play. Okay, this is the line that's been confusing me all day. Houston Rockets been on the road, going on the road to play the New Orleans Pelicans. Rockets are laying 4.5, 230.5 is the total. I've seen this line at 5.5, and now I'm looking at it at 4.5. That's confusing. Fred VanVleet is out. Maybe that has something to do with it, but I don't think so. Addition by subtraction, if you ask me. But Brandon Boston is ruled out for the Pelicans as well. Scott, is this not stench? Like, why is this? I mean, Houston's lost 3 straight. I get that, but they are far away in everything better than the Pelicans, right?
Yeah, I think for the sake of it, though, I'll be different. Give me Pelicans money line in this game. I'll switch things up a
Okay.
little bit. New Orleans got killed by the Lakers last game. They beat Utah. They ended up losing to Phoenix on the road. They split the games against Phoenix, though. At home, they're not bad, though. I mean, they're 11-19, which sounds awful, but when you factor in how bad the road numbers are, they're a lot better at home than on the road. I mean, Houston did lose back-to-back road games to OKC and to Indiana, 2 teams that are playing good basketball, so, it's fine. Lost the Kings at home by 10. Kings have owned that team. I think the Kings are like 3-0 against that team. But I'm just not a fan about Houston's play. I think that New Orleans, despite being a bad team, is a team that is, I don't know if underrated is the right word because they're 17-45. But I think with Zion actually being healthy and playing good basketball, I think they're more dangerous than people realize on a game in, game out basis. And I do think that Houston, who have been kind of going through it lately, I don't know who's going to guard yet. I don't know who's going to guard Zion. Like, I feel like the problem you're into is that Houston can get whatever they want offensively because New Orleans is not a good defensive team. But you still have offensive weapons. You have Murphy, you have Zion, you have McCollum. Like, you have some guys that can actually put the ball in the basket. I like the over in this game, and this total's too low. Each of the first 2 meetings this season ended up getting into the either high 230s or even mid 240s. So my favorite play is the over in this game. I see a bunch of points. But I do think you're looking at what should be a pretty interesting spot for New Orleans to make this game very competitive. Houston's been messing around lately. The whole division has. I believe Memphis has lost 4 in a row. Mavericks have lost 3 in a row. The whole division's been falling apart. But I'll go with New Orleans. I'll be different. If you want to go Houston, maybe Houston 1-10. But I see a close game, actually. My favorite play is the over. I see a lot of points.
I don't know if I can get there, man. I don't know.
On the over or on the side?
On the side.
I'm assuming you agree about the over.
Yeah, Houston actually hasn't been the great defensive team since the All-Star break that we've known them to be. So I could get there on the over, but I don't know, man. I just feel like the Pelicans can give this away. Who are the Pelicans beat? They beat Utah, Phoenix, and San Antonio. Like,
Yep.
none of those teams are on the level of the Rockets. And yeah, the Rockets have had a rough stretch going right now. But I mean, Sacramento's kind of been playing ball better. I have to admit, Indiana is playing better ball. OKC is just beating everybody, despite whatever their internal struggles have going on defensively. OKC is just continuing to rack up wins. And then they had a really good win against Milwaukee. I don't know. For both of these 2 teams, well, let me look at since the post All-Star break. 3-3-1 ATS, 3-4 straight up for the Rockets, 3-4 ATS, 4-3 straight up for the Pelicans here. Wow, Pelicans were favored in a game. That's yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just stick with the Rockets, man. I think the Rockets are far better. I just think they're the better team.
I think
And
the Rockets are better too. I'm just viewing this as kind of the trap line of the night, so I'll just go with New Orleans. Because you figure blindly, even though it's in New Orleans, Houston would be like 6.5,
7,
7,
like
give or take, like 4.5, and it's gone down.
maybe
Kind of tells me.
Maybe Houston 1-10 is interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought if you want to go for Houston, but
Yeah.
I don't know. This line is priced, and the line movement's priced to like the Pelicans are very live in this game, and that's kind of where I'm at. So I'll back the sketchy line here. Give me the Pelicans.
Very concerned. Very concerned.
This might be a game that you like Houston in, but you don't bet Houston. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe I just don't bet Houston in this one.
Dang,
I really wanted to feel better about Houston while we talked about this, but I don't.
It's tough to feel good about the team when you've been just watching them look underwhelming for the last week and a half.
And if this is a close game in the fourth, I think that New Orleans has way better closers than Houston.
I mean, Houston has nothing because they on I guess the right side of the equation here, with Van Vliet being out, you actually have a chance in late game situations because Van Vliet's not going to be chucking up 35 footers at the end of the shot clock anymore. So you have that going for you. But once again, my favorite play is the over. I just see points in this game.
Yeah. All right. I agree. I'll take the over too. Let's see. Before we get to our last game and then get into underdog picks, got to talk to you about Rhythm. They're throwing an epic March Madness party, and you're all invited. Scott Reichel is for sure going to be there with free drinks. No, I got a lot going on. I'm about to go to Aruba. I'm really
nice.
trying to make it happen. Yeah, but I'm really trying to make it happen. But
you ever been to Aruba before?
No, I've not.
It's very nice over there.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget you frequent in the Caribbean. If you guys didn't know, hold up, take this down, Scott. I'll do the read in a second.
I'll do the read in a second. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the read in a second. But if you didn't know, Scott frequents to the Caribbean Bahamas area a lot. And if you've ever sat down and asked Scott a random like Bahamas trip story, he has a lot of really good ones.
I've met a bunch of celebrities over in the Bahamas.
What was the one that tickled me and Sean? And we were just laughing about it we were laughing for a
Was it the Lawrence Taylor one? Which one are you talking about?
What? No, I don't even think I heard. Wait, what was the Lawrence Taylor one?
So, okay, to set the scene here, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because you want to do an ad read, but we got some time. So Michael Jordan used to have this celebrity golf tournament every year in the Bahamas. So I used to go with my parents. I'm an only child, so we would go for like winter break. We'd go to someplace warm, Caribbean, whatever. So we go to the Bahamas, and Jordan, I think, moved the golf tournament to like Vegas or something, but it used to be in the Bahamas. So a bunch of celebrities would show up to play this celebrity golf tournament, and one year, Lawrence Taylor showed up, and I'm probably like 9-10 years old, give or take. And anyway, so I'm walking through the lobby, and the way that the actual hotel is set up is really smart. They put the casino as the center of the hotel. So you have to walk through the casino to get from one place to another to encourage you to gamble. So anyway, I'm leaving the casino because I'm waiting outside trying to get autographs. And I'm walking to this bar by the lobby. And Lawrence Taylor's there. And my dad is like a big sports fan who acknowledges Lawrence Taylor or whatever. It's probably 3 p.m. He's hammered. Like, he's multiple drinks in. He's with a girl at the time. And I interrupted him, but I'm like 10 years old. I'm like, all right, listen. Like, I'm like, yeah, excuse me. Like, Miss Taylor, I'm like, I'm a big fan. You're like an all-time great football player. Can I get an autograph? So he basically, like, takes my autograph, but he's not happy about it. He basically just chucks it on the floor and says, get out of here, kid. And then I'm like, all right, thanks, I guess. And then he got arrested like 2 years later for prostitution. So I don't feel bad for him. I'll go to jail. But anyway, point is that Lawrence Taylor I met in the lobby of a hotel, and he told this 10-year-old kid me, get out of here, kid. But he gave me an autograph, basically. So he chucked it. And I'm like, thanks, I guess. And then he got arrested a couple years later. So yeah, Lawrence Taylor, not a nice guy. But he was also pretty drunk, probably. So still a dick. That's my experience with Lawrence Taylor. So
That's not the story I was thinking
That was not.
about, but that's
You
funny.
were thinking of what, the AJ Burnett CC Sabathia story? Or
Oh yeah, it was that one.
that
Yeah.
was the Lawrence Taylor one though. But the CC Sabathia story, I could either save for another time or tell it now.
Nah, we'll
but
save it for another time. We
point is,
give it to
Lawrence
people.
Taylor I met one time, dick, serious dick, and I did not feel bad for him when he got arrested. I'll put it that way. So,
Oh
there we go.
man. All right, back to the first floor watch party. Way for us to get distracted. Back to the first floor watch party. Wednesday, March 19th, Scott Reichel will be there. Kobe will be there. You'll see Sean Ryan. See a whole bunch of people. You might see me. Who knows? Free drinks, though. They're passing out free drinks. Hang out with the guys from the team. And Rhythm is giving away a $250 future. Even if you're not going, if you're a lucky random user, you have a chance to win that $250 future. So make sure you do that by heading over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm for a 7-day free trial. And yeah, RITHMM, that's rhythm. And then you can get more details for the party by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party. All right. NBA, NHL, college basketball, doesn't matter. Whatever you want to get down on, you can do it at Underdog Fantasy by picking higher or lower on their fantasy projections, building a little entry, and you can try to take home some really, really nice cash. We're going to drop our pick'em lineup at the end of the show. Stick around for that. So go sign up with promo code NBASGPN. That is NBASGPN. Special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code NBASGPN. All right. Last game up, Scott. We got my New York Knicks going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers are laying 3.5. 230.5 is total. Injury report. Let's talk about that before I give my take. We have Precious Achiuwa, who is questionable. We've got OG Anunoby, who is questionable. We've got Mitchell Robinson, who is questionable. That sucks. Luka's probable. Braun's probable. Reeves is probable. Jordan Goodwin is questionable. Rui Hachimura's out. Oh, I was about to say. Maxi Kleber's out. I forgot that they got Markieff Morris on the team in that trade. All right, Scott.
It's your team. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, no, they're just losing to the best teams in the league, and right now the Lakers are one of the best teams in the league. It's really hard to get behind the Knicks right now. I mean, I think the Knicks are always in it if they're in it at the end of the game and the ball is in Jalen Brunson's hands, but it's getting to that point that makes this really hard. Now, I do see the buyback that is coming back on the New York Knicks because this line got up to 4 and now it's back down to 3.5. I don't believe in it. I don't think the Knicks have been that good defensively at all. In fact, they are allowing teams to shoot an effective field goal percentage of 56.3. That is 23rd in the NBA. They are horrible on the offensive glass. And they've been giving teams a whole bunch of other possessions, getting dominated in the offensive rebound market. Like, there's too many different aspects of the game that the Knicks are just really, really bad at. They're horrible defending a 3 right now. And so, yeah, I can't get behind them here. It's tough, but I can't do it. Lakers, I feel like we talked about it last show, Scott. Lakers somehow traded a top 3 defensive player, and now they are they are the best defense in the league since the All-Star break.
I feel like people are trying to theorize what happened. If I had to put my guess out there, I think the individual players started trying harder because AD's not there to fix their mistakes.
Yeah.
That's my guess of what happened, but it's still very weird.
Using him as a crutch.
Pretty much.
And
like, I don't have to actually stay in front of him. I got AD behind me. Like, yeah. Now you have to actually guard.
Yeah, very man. But it's funny because through all that, Luka still looks horrible defensively every time I look up on his side, on that side of court. Luka, so the fact that they're number 1 defense and they have Luka who's actually not doing anything to aid that side of the ball, what the fuck is going on?
Well, the main props for defense that I have to give is LeBron. because LeBron was an atrocious defender for the first couple months of the season. He's been pretty solid defensively recently, which maybe he was conserving his energy. Maybe after AD got traded, he decided I have to actually step up a bit. LeBron, I thought him and Luka together would just be traffic cones on the same team. LeBron's actually stepped up defensively, so props to him. But I see people mentioning Josh Hart's birthday just today.
Yeah, I would go to triple-double route. I'd be interested.
I mean, my concern are the assists if you're looking at the Lakers' defense being that good. Maybe Hart rebounds if you want to go that approach, but...
Yeah, maybe a big rebound. Yeah. Because what is Luka and LeBron rebounding? That's it. Josh Hart has enough fight in him to go up there and battle with them for rebounds. So yeah,
for me, this feels like a LeBron triple-double game, but that's a whole separate story.
Yeah. Lakers are the number one defensive team, so I like the under for the game. I'm not even going to question that, but I'm just going to stick with the Lakers pick here. I'm not going to lie. This would not surprise me as the game that I am completely out on the New York Knicks and they go out here and win. So I'm not going to bet this Lakers game. But yeah, I'm on Lakers and under here.
Well, I do want to ask you though, because based on the tiers that I had earlier in the week, I had the Lakers in the contenders tier and I had the Knicks in the pretender tier. Do we agree on that? Or you still...
I still think when the playoffs come around that the adjustments in a series are really going to fuck with the Lakers, and they may get out to a series early, and then a team makes adjustment and really, really fuck with them at the end of a series, and find a way to take advantage of them and the holes that they have defensively that teams just can't take advantage of right now. So I still don't think that the Lakers are there, but I do think that they're better than the Knicks.
The point is I kind of just had to put them there based on current form, so we can readjust. But the Knicks I don't take seriously against good teams, as you said before. Against great teams, I'll say. I just think Brunson he's going to win Clutch Player of the Year, as you said before. If the game's close, you trust him. But defensively, they're not very good. Compared to what you thought they were going to be. They got Bridges to kind of help anchor that defense. They got OG back.
And OG's questionable. OG and Achua are both questionable. Those are two pretty solid pieces defensively for us, and they're questionable in this game. So,
and I'm saying even with OG coming back from injury, they still have not been that good defensively. You thought maybe that would be the, I'd say, unlocking of the defense once again. That just has not been the case. So I'll go with the Lakers. I'll go with the under in this game. The Lakers play at such a slow pace that I kind of have to. Yes, their game against the Pelicans was insanely high scoring. I'll use that to my advantage. I think the line might have over-adjusted to that last game. Bunch of unders right before that. So I'll go back to the under format here. Give me the under 230.5.
All right. Yeah. 2-8 in their last 10 games are the Knicks ATS. What the fuck?
Yep.
3-6 on the season as a dog. Wow. Holy shit.
Not good.
All right. Lock, dog, underdog. What are we? What is? I'll go first.
All right.
Lock. Under 220.5. 76ers Boston.
Okay.
Take my chance that Boston's not throwing out a full lineup out there, and I don't think Philadelphia's going to be able to score. 220.5 is a lot. Yeah, because I think Philly barely gets to 100, so I just need Boston not to go nuclear above 120, and we're still there. So yeah, all right, like that. For my dog, oh shit! All right, give me Houston 1-10.
Okay.
Houston wins the game. They just keep it close.
Okay. If you want, I could try to find that price for you if you want it.
I'll pull it up. You just drop yours.
All right. So for the lock, I think I am going to go with the over in the Rockets and Pelicans game. I think that 230.5 is a bit low, especially at -105. I like the price on that. 2 meetings this season. Both meetings got into either the 230s or the 240s. You're looking at the Pelicans giving up 136 to the Lakers last game. Against Utah, they gave up 121. That game landed 249. The Suns games that they had, 233 and 240. They've had a bunch of high-scoring games lately. Houston, defensively, has not been great, as you said before. Think that it should be a higher-scoring game between them. The head-to-head definitely suggests that. Give me the over as my lock. For my dog, I mentioned before, I am picking LeBron to have a pretty solid game. Triple-double might be a bit excessive, but I am going to go with something else instead on the similar type of, I'd say, idea. I'm going to go with LeBron 10-plus rebounds. I'll go with that at plus 215.
Damn.
He's had 11-plus rebounds. Yeah, he's had 11-plus rebounds in 2 of the last 3
No
against the
way.
Knicks. I think it's a good spot. I mean, they don't have many centers, but LeBron's had at least 12 rebounds in 3 of the last 5. And once again, he's had 11-plus in 2 of the last 3 against the Knicks. I know Luka's there. He takes up some rebounds too, but plus 215 is a good price. I'll take that as my dog. FanDuel's got plus 154.
So his line is at 7.5?
Yeah, his line's at 7.5, which I think is way too low.
What?
So give me the LeBron, once again, all the rebounds there as my dog.
He's the leading rebounder since the trade.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. And once again, 60-cent differential between DraftKings and FanDuel. So I'll take it on DraftKings before it moves.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? That is, huh? All right, man.
I'm going to say thank you. I'm not going to question it.
Yeah. No, you're right. All right, let's take it. I feel good about that.
We can recycle the regular LeBron rebounds for the underdog if you want.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that, and I was going to say Josh Hart, too.
Okay. I'm in for that.
So, double whammy in that game. Let's see here. What else can we? First of all, why is this? This is.
By the way, Hart should be at 8.5.
8.5. Damn, Josh Hart's rebounds are more than Bron.
Well, I'm trying to see what it is.
It's at 9.5.
Yeah,
Josh Hart's at 9.5.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Wait, and what's LeBron on here? 8.5. It's spicy. Oh my. Oh well, that's 8.5. Okay, that's why it's spicy. 8.5. All right.
Do you want to do the spicy on LeBron?
Yeah, we'll do spicy on LeBron.
Okay.
Yeah, defensively, yeah, I don't know. I kind of do want to. Maybe not. I'll play Josh Hart. I'll just play Josh Hart triple double for my birthday play. Somewhere else.
It's about 14. It's about 14-1, by the way, for the triple.
Yeah,
double.
and they've been so bad scoring the basketball. I don't want to take a points prop. Well, not scoring the basketball, but the Lakers are so good defensively. I don't want to take a points prop.
Okay, well, I'll ask you, since we're going to branch elsewhere, do you want to do Halliburton higher 10.5 assists?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Kind of have to with total that high in his current form.
A little spicy on it too.
Sure.
We can. Paolo Banchero is a play against Chicago or Franz Wagner. I wouldn't mind either one. Both of them are 26.5. Paolo's a little juice though, so probably a little bit more value on Franz. But I think both of them should be able to score inside against Chicago. But it is hard to trust Orlando. We could go to.
You want to do Paolo because Chicago can't guard anybody?
We could do Paolo, or we can go back to the Cam Thomas well against Golden State or D'Lo.
I don't know if I want to trust D'Lo.
It's cool.
Yeah, I think we could just go with Paolo here.
Let me see, or Zion.
What's Zion at?
24.5.
That feels about right. I was gonna recommend a podcast P lower, but you never know if he's actually gonna play or not, so that's a waste of time.
No, let's add that regardless. And if he doesn't, then we either get the boost because it hits, or it doesn't hit and it gets voided. I'm perfectly fine with adding that regardless.
For podcast P, yeah, we'll do the lower 22.5 points and assists.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna throw Zion in there. Zion's been good to us.
Okay,
let's not switch things up. Let's put Zion in there. So 20. Let's see, points and assists. 22.5 points and assists lower. All right, so here we go. Stay along with me. We've got LeBron James higher, 8.5 rebounds. We got Tyrese Halliburton higher, 10.5 assists. We got Zion Williamson higher, 24.5 points, and we got Paul George lower, 22.5 points and assists. But there's a good chance that he doesn't play. We're perfectly fine with that. Otherwise, it's probably going to hit. All right. 11.34x, Scott.
Okay. Sounds nice.
Woohoo, juicy. All right. Let me just make sure I get this in. Okay. So with that, yeah, Scott, that's it. I really, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I think I'm back tomorrow. I think. So I'll be back with Lonte tomorrow. Besides that, a reminder, we got some MLB stuff coming out. I know that we have a division episode that already came out, another one coming out today. I have tennis tonight, so a lot of podcasts going on. But either way, once again, should be interesting. Pretty small slate in the NBA. Of course, everyone's focused on college tournaments now because you have the conference stuff, so it should be fun too.
Shout out Norfolk State.
Shout out Norfolk too. Yeah, they're
Norfolk.
solid in their conference.
Scott, Norfolk.
Norfolk
pronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Either way. Point is, though, should be fun going through some conferences over the next few days, so I'll be busy watching college basketball.
All right. Yeah, ask Daquan's there. Yeah, ask Daquan. Daquan know how to pronounce Norfolk. He's a little bit more country than me, though, I will admit. But, well, I think I turn it off. Daquan doesn't turn it off at all.
I'm just waiting for the Big East St. John stuff because I'm probably going to go to a game or two in the tournament.
Ooh.
It's an MSG, so I'll probably end up going.
Yeah, dang.
I thought about going this past weekend when they clinched against Seton Hall, but then implied I had to watch Seton Hall play offense, so I decided not to do that. So I'll wait for maybe a good game at some point.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, that's it. He's at Rush Hour Radio. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow at SGPN NBA. NBA SGPN for Underdog. Shout out Galactic Dragons. Finally made it to another live. We're about to close up, but you can go back and check out everything tomorrow. See y'all there. All right. Yeah, that's it, Scott. Got nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just gonna do like this. Adam says he likes Karis LeVert tonight. We're out of here.